Hi, I'm Ian, driving anxiety specialist, and today's video we're going to have a look at the role of thoughts and how they keep your driving anxiety alive, and then what you can do to try and take control of the thoughts and not let them define and dictate where you can and where you can't drive. So the first thing to understand is that it's not driving that creates your driving anxiety. Okay, it can't be. Your car is just a metal box with four wheels that shares the road with hundreds, if not thousands, of other vehicles. And those drivers of the vehicles, many of them will be feeling calm and confident in the exact situation where you're feeling panic and maybe distressed. Okay, so if it's not driving that creates driving anxiety, then well, what is it? Well, it's just thoughts. And thoughts are made up of two components: internal picture, internal dialogue. In other words, what you tell yourself. And those two things together create a physical sensation. So you could be experiencing the anxiety when you're actually in the car, when you're driving. But very often you might experience it before you get in the car. You know, you might be in your kitchen knowing that that afternoon you're going to try and go on the dual carriageway that's caused you anxiety before on the motorway. Right. The thing to understand about thoughts is really that they're not commands. Right. They're a false prediction based on a past event. So a part of your brain, the primitive part of your brain, is basically trying to keep you safe. But it's trying to keep you safe from an imagined threat. Okay, the threat of driving isn't real. It's created in here. Okay. The thing to understand about these thoughts is that you're not in them, as crazy as it may sound. So for example, if you were to close your eyes down and go back into a memory of maybe when you felt the most anxious behind the wheel, you know, or the last time you felt anxious behind the wheel, you're picturing a picture of you, right? It may be still, it may be like a photograph, it may be like a movie clip, but the real you, the person that's having the thought, the person that might be standing in the kitchen, for example, is not in the thought, right? It's like a photograph, like I said, a movie clip. So if you're watching that on the TV, you wouldn't be getting the same reaction. But because it's happening up here, and because you're getting a physical sensation, you believe that it's true. You believe the imagined story. Okay. Now, what also is important to understand is that you cannot be the maker of the thought and in the thought at the same time. So you can't be like the director of the film behind the camera and the star of the movie at the same time. So you can't be in your kitchen and in the car. You can't be maybe in your garden if you're having a thought about driving that afternoon and in the car. You can't be in your work and in the car. The real you, the person that's having the thought, can only be in one place at once. And the other thing to understand is that the real you, the person that's having the thought, is always safe. I'll give you an example. So let's talk about the fear of heights. Okay, with somebody with a fear of heights, generally has the mantra, the mindset, if you like, of if I slip and fall, I'm going to die. Right? So you don't have a fear of heights if you're standing on a curb or if you're standing on a kitchen chair. Okay, but let's do a scenario where there's three people and they're at the top of a skyscraper. So they're standing outside, right on the edge of a skyscraper, like 20 stories up. Okay, the first person is standing right on the edge. They've got their toes right up to the edge of the skyscraper and they're just standing up straight and looking out at the view ahead of them. That's number one. Okay, number two, well, they've got the sole of the foot right on the edge of the skyscraper. Okay, and the other foot is in midair. They're kind of like literally at tipping point. They're about to go in a millisecond. Okay, and well, number three, well, they're already gone. They're like 4 or 5 meters down and they're just free falling straight towards the earth. Okay, Who is the only person, number 1, number 2, or number 3, that can have the thought, if I slip and fall, I'm going to die? Number 1. The only person who is safe is the person that can have the thought, if I slip and fall, I'm going to die. And that's the same as you when you're having the thought about driving anxiety. If you're in your kitchen or in your lounge, you're safe. The physical sensation is being created by your imagination. It's an imagined threat and not a real threat. So if you experience these thoughts right before you get into the car, just let yourself know that spinning the thoughts round and round and round is what keeps them alive. The more you try and resist the thought, or the more you keep spinning it around believing it's true, the more you'll get the physical sensations. So if you do get these thoughts from now on, just see if you can let them go. And just say to yourself things like, that's not me. I'm not in that thought. I'm safe. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the garden. So those things do help to kind of lower down the physical sensations of anxiety before you get in the car. But what my team and I specialize in is getting towards the root cause of what's actually caused this driving anxiety. And we do that through a 90-day program, and it's called the C.A.L.M.S Method. And we've helped hundreds of people overcome their driving anxiety using our structured program. Below in the comments, there's going to be a link to a consultation or a link to a link to the website. So you can have a look at our case studies, you can have a look at our reviews. And hopefully, if you do make that decision, we'll be in a great position to be able to explain to you how it works and how we can move you forwards so that you can enjoy just driving with that freedom, that feeling of being in calm and in control that you probably used to enjoy.